The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, Longman Simplified English Series, read by Siriya Boonlert. Chapter 4 Tom is ill. Monday morning found Tom Sawyer Miss Ever. Monday morning always found him so, because it began another week slow suffering in school. Tom lay in bed thinking. He wished that he was ill. Then he could stay away from school. He thought that he could detect signs of stomachache, and began to encourage them with considerable hope. But they soon grew faint and died away. He considered it. Further, suddenly, he discovered something. One of his upper teeth was loose. This was lucky. He was about to go when it occurred to him that if he said so his aunt would pull it out, and that would hurt. Then he remembered hearing the doctor speak about a patient who had spent 2 or 3 weeks in bed and who had really lost a finger through blood poisoning. So the boy eagerly drew his sore toe from under the sheet and held it up for inspection. Then he began groaning loudly. But Sid slept on unconscious. Tom groaned louder and fancied that he began to feel pain in the toe. There was no result from Sid. By this time Tom was breathing heavily with his efforts. He had a rest, and then swore himself up and produced one admirable gun after another. Sid slept on. Tom was annoyed. He called, "Sid, Sid," and snooked him. This worked well, and Tom began to gone again. Sid yawned straight, and then began to stare at Tom. Tom went on groaning. "Tom! I said Tom!" said Sid. There was no reply. "Here, Tom! Tom! What's the matter, Tom?" Sid snooked him and looked in his face actually. "Oh, don't sit, don't shake me," Tom moaned. "Why, what's the matter, Tom?" "I must call Auntie." "Don't, never mind. It'll be over soon. Perhaps don't call anybody." "But I must." "Don't go so, Tom. It's awful. How long have you been like this?" "How's are?" "Oh, don't shake me, Sid. You'll kill me." "Tom, why don't you wake me sooner?" "Oh, Tom, don't. It makes me feel queer to hear you. What's the matter, Tom?" "I forgive you everything, Sid God, everything you have ever done to me when I'm dead." "Oh, Tom, you aren't dying, are you?" "Don't, Tom. Oh, don't. Perhaps. I forgive everybody, Sid God. Tell them so, and Sid give my window frame and my cat with one eye to that little girl who has come to town, and tell her." But Sid had snatched off his coat and gone. So well was Tom's imagination working that he was really suffering down. His scorn had quite a genuine tone. Sid flew downstairs. "Oh, Aunt Polly, come! Tom dying!" he cried. "Dying? Yes. Don't wait. Come quickly. Rabbits!" "I don't believe it." But she rushed upstairs in spite of her disbelief, with Sid and Mary at her heels, and her face grew white too, and her lips trembled. When she reached the bed she gasped out, "Tom, what's the matter with you?" "Oh, Auntie my, what is the matter with you? What is the matter with you, child?" "Oh, Auntie, my big tooth dead." The old lady sank down into a chair and laughed a little, then cried a little, then did both together. This helped her to recover, and she said, "Tom, what a shock you this give me. Now stop that nonsense and get out of bed. The gauze, cheese, and the pain vanished from the toe. The boy felt a little funny, and he said, Aunt Polly, it did seem to be dead, and it hurt so much that I did not feel the pain in my tooth at all. Your tooth? What's the matter with your tooth? One of them is loose and it's just awfully. There, don't begin that gawning again. Open your mouth well. Your tooth is loose, but you are not going to die of that. Mary get me a silk thread and a red hot coal from the kitchen. Please, Auntie, don't pour it out. It doesn't hurt anymore. Please, Auntie, I don't want to stay away from school. Oh, you don't you? So all this hurrying was because you thought you'd manage to stay away from school and go fishing? Tom, I love you so, and you seem to try every way you can to break my own heart with your trick. By this time, the instruments were ready. The already made one end of the silk thread fast to Tom's tooth and tied the other to the base pole. Then she sighed the burning coal and tenderly thrust it almost in the boy's face. The tooth hung from the bedpost now, but all suffering have they reversed. As Tom was going to school after breakfast, he envy of every boy he met because the gap in his upper row of teeth enabled him to speak in a new and admirable way. Soon afterwards, Tom met the young outcast of the village, Huckleberry Finn, the son of the town drunk mothers of the town because he was idle, lawless, ill-bred, and bad, and because all the children admired him, delighted in his forbidden society, and was they dare to be like him, like the rest of the respectable boys. Tom enjoyed Huckleberry his gay life of freedom, and had been giving strict orders not to play with him. So he played with him every time he got a chance. Huckleberry was always dressed like a scarecrow. He came and went of his own free will. He slept on doorstep, in fine weather, and in empty barrels in wet. He did not have to go to school or to church, or call anyone's mother, or even anybody. He could go fishing or swimming when and where he chose, and stay as long as it suited him. Nobody forbade him to fight. He could sit up as late as he pleased. He was always the first boy to work barefoot in the spring and the last to wear shoes again in the autumn. He never had to wash or put on clean clothes. He could swear wonderfully, in a word. That boy had everything that helped to make life delightful. So thought every respectable boy in St. Petersburg. "Hello, Huckleberry! What's that have got?" asked Tom. "Hello, dead cat. Let me see it, Huck. How stiff it is. What is a dead cat good for, Huck? For curing what? But how do you include them? Why, you take the cat about midnight to a graveyard where somebody that was weak has been burned. When it's midnight, a devil will come or perhaps 2 or 3, but you can't see them. You can only hear something like the wind, or perhaps hear them taking when they are taking that weak feeling away. You throw your cat after them and say, "Devil follow body, cat follow, devil was follow cat. I am finished with you. That will cruise anti what?" It sounds alright. Have you been ever tried it? Ha! No, but old Mother Hopkins told me. Well, that's good enough because they say she are with her. When are you going to try the cat? Tonight, I believe they all come after old Hot Williams tonight, but he was born on Saturday. Didn't they got him on Saturday night? Why, how you talk? How could they have work for midnight? And then it's Sunday. Devil don't crave about much on a Sunday, as far as I know. I never thought of that. That's so will you let me go with you? Of course, if you're not a fat, don't lie. Will you mew like a cat? Yes, and you mew back if you get a chance. The last time you kept me mewing outside the house till old Hayes began throwing things at me and saying, "Cruise, that cat!" So I threw a brick through his window, but don't tell. I won't. I could mew that night because Auntie was watching me, but I'll mew this time. The boys separated. When Tom reached the little school, he marched boldly in as if he had come as fast as he could. The teacher was nodding amidst the hum of study. The interruptions roused Tom. "Thomas Sawyer!" Tom knew that when his name was pronounced in full, it meant trouble. "Sir, come here. Now why are you late again?" asked Youth. Tom was about to lie when he saw two long tails of yellow hair hanging down from a head that he recognized, and by that head was the only vacant seat on the girls' side of the school. He instantly said, "I stopped to talk with Huckleberry Finn." The teacher stared at him as if he could not believe his ears. The harm of study ceases. The pupils wonder whether this boy has gone mad. The teacher said, You did what?" "I stopped to talk with Huckleberry Finn." The boy's words were quite distinct and could not be misunderstood. "Tom Sawyer, this is the most astonishing confusion I have ever listened to. You deserve a severe punishment. Take off your coat, the stick gloves, and feel until the teacher's arm was tied. When the other flower, now sir, go and sit with a girl, and let his be a warning to you." When all the pupils laughed, Tom seemed to look ashamed, but in reality that look was caused by his worship of the unknown angel and by his amazement at his luck. He sat down upon the end of the bench, and the girl proudly moved away from him. Tom sat still and seemed to study his book. Soon the other children ceased to pay any attention to him, and the accustomed school murmur rose upon the dew air once more. Presently the boy began to steal, glanced at the girl. She observed him, pulled a face at him, and turned the back of her head to him for a minute. When she casually looked round again, he was drawing something at the back of his book, hiding his work with his left hand. For some time the girl refused to notice, but at last she hesitantly whispered, "Let me see it." Tom uncovered a vague drawing of a house with a corkscrew of smoke coming from the chimney. Then he addressed a man like a mask in the front yard. The girl said, "I wish I could draw. It's easy with pure Tom. I'll teach you." "Oh, will you? When?" "At dinner time." "Good. That's a promise." "What's your name?" "Begging teacher." "What's yours?" "Oh, I know. That's Thomas Sawyer. That's the name they use when they beat me. I'm Tom when I'm good. Call me Tom. Will you?" "Yes." Just at this moment, a finger and thumb caught on his ear and raised him to his feet. He was led across the schoolroom and sat down in his own seat amid the laughter of the whole school. Then the teacher stood over him during a few awful moments and finally moved away to his chair without saying a word. But all through Tom's ear burned, his heart was sinking.